welcome back to my channel. I am back to do a currently inked. I did not have one for August. August was a little bit of a rough month, just in using my pens, journaling, all of the things. All around it was just, anyway, we won't talk about August. Let's move on to September. I did ink up 2 pens in August, which I will include in the September since I didn't use them as much as I wanted to, and because I didn't do in August, I kind of wanted to bring it over to the September. So let's get started. If you're new here, what I do is I basically do a rundown of my inks, for instance, like this, kind of do a swatch, say what they are, and then when I go to my big swatches, I do big ink swatches like this, which I do using a sandwich bag. And then we let them dry and we check them out after the fact. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, first up is an ink I inked up in August. This one is Van Diemen's. It's the Birds of a Feather series, and it is Honeybee Eater Wing. And this one, which I did not do like an unboxing of 2 of my pens that I got, just because, again, last couple months have been a little bit rough, so I haven't really been doing any videos or writing or much of anything when it comes to my hobbies. Anyway, so let's see the ink, and then I will show you what it's inked with. And then I'm putting them in one of my ink vial holders that I got from Olive Frog Designs. It's going to be off to the side. To do like the ink swatching on the smaller ones, I'm going to use my ink muddler. I think this is maybe from Van Diemen's. I can't quite remember. I got it from Jane at JP Pen and Ink. She actually gifted this to me, and I absolutely love it. And then when I write, I'll be using, oh, actually, I won't be using the Kakimori. I'm going to be using the pen that's inked up. So bear with me. It's been a minute since I've done one of these. That's pretty ink. All right. And that is inked up in actually one of my new pens that I did not do an unboxing here. It is my TWSBI Eco. This is in Serpentine and Bronze. Serpentine is the color, and then obviously the accents is bronze. I'm going to, I gotta move kind of this way, so I'm just going to adjust the camera so it's not angled for you. There we go. Okay, wait, I do the ink, then the pen. Okay, so hopefully it stays in focus. This is Van Diemen's. Honeybee Eater Wing. And this is the TWSBI Eco in the Serpentine and Bronze. And this I have with a fine nib. It's just it's a really smooth writer. I mean, you really can't go wrong with TWSBI, honestly. They just do so well. Yeah. All right. The second one that I had inked up in August that I'm carrying over is Birmingham Pen Company, and this is in Goldfish. This was a gift to me from an ink swap I did with Danielle at my Dandelion Diaries. I'm not sure if this ink is still available, but if it is, I'm actually thinking of getting a whole bottle because, as you see, I don't have much left. I did write the pen dry, but with that, I didn't ink it up fully or anything like that. I just kind of put a small amount in there, and then, but I really enjoyed writing with it, so I inked it up again. so I can have it for September because it's the first month of fall. And that's such a pretty yellow. And this one I have inked up in another new pen. If you're on my Instagram, it is on, I did feature it on there, but I didn't do an unboxing. So this is my Zodiac Pen Company in the Cancer model. And the colorway is, I think it's by Turnt Pen. Is it Turnt Pen Co? It's Inca Rose. But instead of going with like a pink or a gray, there was a lot of this really pretty gold shimmer in there. And so I kind of wanted to use it with the gold, like to match it up with the yellow gold. So isn't that really pretty? Oops, is it going in focus? Such a beautiful, look at that gold shimmer in there. Anyway, I thought that was a pretty good match. So that's what I inked it up with, and I've been loving this combination. So this is Birmingham Pen Company. In Goldfish. Oh, that is such a great writer. And this is Zodiac Pen Company in the Cancer model. And it is Inca Rose. And I have this in a fine nib. Such a great writer. It is actually a really juicy fine nib. I believe Bart at Zodiac Pen Company tunes his nibs before he ships them out. But there we go. That is the second one. All right, what do we got up next? Let's see. Now these are the ones I inked up for September. I gotta move my coffee out of the way. Okay, next up, what should we do next? Let's do, oh, this is another new pen that I got actually at the same time I got the TWSBI. So this one is a Lamy. I believe it's a Safari. A Safari. And the color is, I believe it's called Dusk Blue. It has kind of like these little, I don't know. I like this, but it does hold on to literally, do you see? It holds on to like everything. But anyway, I do like this pen. I've been writing with it and I've actually been enjoying it. I wasn't sure. It's my first Lamy. And yeah. Oops. First off, I guess I should tell you what ink I put in there. I'm going a lot of sorts. The ink I have in there is Ferris Wheel Press Stroke of Midnight. This was one of the very first inks, bottles of inks I ever bought. And it was, I think, actually one of the very first Ferris Wheel Press inks. Yeah, it's Stroke of Midnight. It has this really pretty blue and silver shimmer. I don't know. I guess it really didn't come into focus. There you go. But yeah, so it's just a really pretty ink. And I'm not like a huge blue fan, but I do like the dark blues. I like the dark blues with like a silver shimmer. So yeah. Okay, let's see here. Hopefully we can, I got agitated that shimmer enough. It is just such a deep pigmented blue. And it's been doing really good in the Lamy. Okay, set that aside. Yeah. And I got the Lamy also in a fine nib. I don't know why it's focusing. Okay, so we will go with the ink, which is, oops, you know what? I didn't, let me shake this up. Now I don't have a cartridge, like a cartridge converter for this pen. I actually wasn't sure which one would fit. I'm gonna have to look that up because I do have some like standard, so I'm hoping maybe that works, but I don't know. So I actually have the cartridge that came with it. I just emptied it out and refilled the cartridge in there with using like a using like this here, the blunt tip syringe, and I just refilled the cartridge that came with the pen, so I can figure out what converter fits in a Lamy. Okay, Ferris wheel press. This is Stroke of Midnight. This is in the Lamy Safari. Oh my gosh. Wait, what am I doing? What am I doing? That's right? Yeah, that's right. Okay, the Lamy Safari, and I believe it's called Dark Dusk. That's what it's called, Dark Dusk. Oops. I guess I should have put that down here. And this is in a fine. See how beautiful that writes? That just writes so nice. And this is actually a pretty lubricated ink. If anybody, if you're familiar with Ferris wheel press, sometimes their inks, especially their lighter ones, are really, really dry. But their darker inks, I find, aren't that bad. So yeah, so that's my other one. That's number 3. All right, let's go on to number 4. Oops, I just dropped an ink vial. Well, I just dropped one of these on the floor if you heard that big, huge bang. Okay, next up we have Birmingham Pen Company, Kalamata Olive Tree. And this was gifted to me by Ellie. I just did an unboxing of our ink swap, so it's in the previous video if you want to go check that out. And yeah, this is a beautiful green. I think because this section is I'm talking more of the inks and pens, I think when I do the ink swatching, the big ones that I do with the sandwich bag, I think I'm going to maybe not talk very much, just kind of focus on the ink swatching and go from there. Okay, now what do I got this inked up in? This one here. This one is inked up in my Esterbrook SD, and this is Rainforest. And yeah, this is one of my first Esterbrooks that I think I ever got, if I'm not mistaken. Hopefully I'm close enough to frame. This is Birmingham Pen Company. Kalamata Olive Tree. Esterbrook SD. And Rainforest. And this has I think it's an extra fine. Yes, this is an extra fine nib. Yeah, and so that's that matchup. I know the ink is a little bit darker than the green that's in here, but that is okay. Okay, next up we have, and I know you can't really see this, but this is an ink swap I got from, who did I get this from? Did I get this from, I know I got one from Danielle when she sent me like a surprise gift box. I got one of it's Saltmarsh by Birmingham Pen Company, sorry. Saltmarsh by Birmingham Pen Company. I got one from, like in a surprise box from Danielle. And then, Celia. I think Celia sent me the other one of Saltmarsh. I'm pretty sure. Hopefully I remembered that correctly. But this is the first time I'm inking this up. And it's this beautiful, like, grayish brown. Oops. And it is just beautiful. Oops, must be a fingerprint right there. And this one I have inked up in my Esterbrook Esty with the collaboration with the Coffee Monster Co. So that's this pen. So beautiful. Such a classy look of this pen. Okay, we have this is Saltmarsh, Esterbrook Esty. Could have probably shortened that. I think it's got a Z at the end. I think the name of it is just Coffee Monster, or the Coffee Monster Co. I think we're just gonna call it Coffee Monster because I honestly don't know. And I have this in a fine nib. Yeah, and that is number 5. I know it's a lighter brown, but I really like this combination. All right, next up we have Ambered Adobe by Birmingham Pen Company. It's this beautiful orange. I don't know if it kind of looks like it's a reddish orange there, but it's actually a really pretty orange. And this is also one of the first kind of sets of inks I got from Birmingham Pen Company. And it is just this beautiful, oh, more fingerprints, this beautiful orange. And it's been a minute since I've actually inked this up. And this one I have inked up in my AdMock M800. I don't really remember the colorway for this. I thought they called it like cheetah or something. I don't really honestly remember. I think that is what they called it. I've just been calling it orange and black. Let's keep it simple. So, yeah, that's it's actually a really nice writer. My other AdMock actually writes a little bit better than this one, but I do enjoy them both. My other one's a little bit wetter of a writer. And this is Ambered Adobe. This is my AdMock M800 orange and black colorway. Oops. And then this one is a fine nib. And there's that matchup. All right, last but certainly not least is another Birmingham Pen Company ink, and this is Butcher's Broom. This is one of my favorite reds. Really, in general, I really love this ink. It has been one of my favorites for quite some time. It is just this beautiful deep red, and depending on the nib, like if you have like a broader nib, it seems like it writes a little bit darker. Ooh, I've got fingerprints all over the place. Guess I should have used my ink blotting paper. And this one I have inked up in my Platinum Century 3776, and this was in the colorway Burgundy. Okay. Birmingham Pen Company. Butcher's Broom. This is in my Platinum 3776. This one is in a Fine. That is the last one I have. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to let these dry for a couple minutes, and let me zoom back out here a little bit. I'm going to let these dry for a few minutes, and then we will get on to the big swatches. Okay, I am back. These are all dry, and we'll get started on the big ink swatches. All right, we're gonna start off with number 1, which is the Honeybee Eater by Van Diemen's. And I'm going to be just taking some ink and dotting it around, and then spreading it around with the sandwich bag. Okay. Move this to an angle a little bit. Yeah, I really like doing the sandwich bag method. It just shows different properties, and plus I just like the way it looks. Let's see, do I do ink first? What do I do over here? Let's see. Yes. Okay. This is Van Diemen's. Honeybee Eater Wing. Hopefully it's staying in focus with me writing. Twisby Eco. Serpentine. And bronze. And this is a fine nib. Okay, next up, Birmingham Pen Company Goldfish. Let me see about moving some stuff around so I can move this around. And this one is inked up. Isn't that such a beautiful yellow? This one is inked up in my Cancer model from Zodiac Pen Company. Goldfish. Move over just a tad. that is my Cancer model, Inca Rose. Also in a fine nib. And that's such a great match with that gold. Okay. All right, let's see. Next up, we have, give this a little bit of a shake to get that shimmer. This is the Ferris Wheel Press Stroke of Midnight. Went a little overboard there, didn't I? Good thing I had this paper underneath there. Let me, okay, so it doesn't become too much of a mess. And get that ink rotated in, I just kind of rub it between my hands just to kind of move that shimmer around inside there. Okay. Stroke of Midnight. Excuse me. Let me put Safari in, dang it, what was it on? Dark Dusk. Okay. Oh, this is a fine. Yeah. And there's that one. Okay, we're going to gently turn this to just kind of sit on that page. I wonder if I could get, yeah, I'll just do the one on its page on its own. Okay, next up we have the Birmingham Pen Company Kalamata Olive Tree. This beautiful green. Okay, and this one is inked up in my Esterbrook SD. Hoping this stays. I'm going to move this just a tad. Okay. Birmingham Pen Company. Olive Tree. This is in an extra fine. And that is that one. Next up is Birmingham Pen Company Salt Marsh. It's just such a pretty brown, but it's got some like gray tones in there. Okay. I'm just gonna put like Coffee Monster Co. Okay, and this is in a fine nib. I like how it looks with the barrel. Okay. Next up we have Birmingham Pen Company Ambered Adobe. Oops. Forgot to dry this off. Okay. Okay. And this one is in my AdMock M800. If you're looking for a pen that's inexpensive and that writes nice, these are actually really nice. I think they're a dupe of the Pelican. It's like a, I think that's what they were kind of going for. Okay. Ambered Adobe. M800. The orange and black. Again, I think it might be called Cheetah, but I don't know. This doesn't look like cheetah print to me, so it just didn't make sense. And this one is also in a fine nib. There we go. And last but not least is Butcher's Broom by Birmingham Pen Company. Oops. Guess I should have went to the other side. has a lot of ink. Good thing it's got a page to itself. I like the little dots. Okay, and this one is in my Platinum 3776. Broom. Platinum. Century. 3776. Burgundy. And this is a fine. And if anybody knows about the Japanese nibs, these are a Japanese fine is kind of like a Western extra fine. Yeah, there's that one. All right, we will let this dry a little bit and then we'll go through the big swatches. Okay, they are dry, so we're gonna look at the big swatches. We've got Van Diemen's Honeybee Eater. Look at that pretty green. And then we got Birmingham Pen Company's Goldfish. It's got beautiful shading. Such a beautiful yellow, and it's very, very legible, so I really like writing with this one. And then we got Ferris Wheel Press, Stroke of Midnight, and you see that beautiful shimmer. I like up there, ooh, there you go. Kind of see it there. I don't know if I have it in the writing. I don't know if I actually agitated it good enough, but it's a beautiful blue. And we've got, Birmingham Pen Company, Kalamata Olive Tree, the beautiful green and shading. And then we've got Birmingham Pen Company, Salt Marsh. And then we have Ambered Adobe by Birmingham Pen Company, beautiful orange and lovely shading. And then the last one we got in the big swatches is Birmingham Pen Company's Butcher's Broom, which is a beautiful red. There's not a whole lot of shading. There is some, and it does have like kind of outlines of black, but you can't really see it too much in the, when you use like a fine or extra fine nib, more or less like in a medium or a broad or really juicy fine. You can see like it'll have, like see how this black kind of is outlined a little bit here? You will see that in the writing. Ooh, got some on the other page, huh? Okay, and so we'll look at these swatches real quick. Oops, okay, that's better. Okay, we've got the Van Diemen's Honeybee Eater, the Goldfish, and then you also see like a red shading right there. It's a really pretty ink, this Stroke of Midnight. And then we got Birmingham Pen Company, Kalamata Olive. Is that not focusing? Hold on. That seems a little better. And then we've got Salt Marsh by Birmingham Pen Company. Birmingham Pen Company's just got really lovely shading on their inks. And then Ambered Adobe. And then Butcher's Broom. And you can see kind of like the darker red, black kind of outline and shading. Yeah, it's just a really pretty ink. Okay, let's zoom out just a little bit. Sorry for the camera shake. Let's see if we can get these set next to their counterparts. Let's go back. All right, that is my September currently inked. I hope you enjoyed it. Hopefully this video wasn't too long. Let me know what you think. Do you have any of these colors? Are any of them your favorites? Yeah, and let me know what you think of the pens. Do you have any of these? What's your favorite pen to write with? And yeah, I look forward to looking at all the other September currently inks videos that are coming out, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.